gentlemen, help me welcome this phenomenal woman, Mrs. Dotun Akande. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. You're welcome. Now, there's this tradition that we do here, which means you have to take a pledge. Don't worry, we're not initiating you to anything silly. I pledge.
I pledge.
To speak the truth.
To speak the truth.
On this show.
On this show.
Nothing but the truth.
Nothing but the truth.
Amen.
Amen.
Mrs. Dotun, Patrick's Speech and Language Center has been on for over 10 years. What motivated you to set up such a center of its kind? It's special and it's totally different. What motivated you?
Well, my son was diagnosed at 2 with autism, and at that time, that's over 14 years ago, nobody knew what autism was. And he had a strange behavior. He didn't talk at age 2. He was running from one place to the other.
That must have been so traumatizing.
Very traumatic. And then eventually, of course, I took him to the hospital series of times, and they told me, oh, it's a boy. Boys talk late, don't worry. And eventually, I met a doctor who told me that, I think your son has autism. And that was the beginning
of
the journey.
What is autism?
It's actually a developmental disorder that affects children in the area of speech, communication, and behavior. In speech, they don't talk. Some of them that talk don't use language as they should. In the area of communication, they don't socialize with other children. They don't communicate. They don't have joint attention. For instance, if you tell a child, hey, look, the child is supposed to follow your gaze. They wouldn't. They would either be looking down or looking sideways. And in the area of behavior, their attention is very short. They cannot sit still. They are jumping from one place to the other. They line objects up in a particular manner. It's a series of signs.
Now, you used to be a banker. Was it as a result of your son being diagnosed of this very strange disorder that you resigned from the bank?
Really, part of it, because it got to a stage where I needed to teach him every skill, all the self-help skills, pulling up your shorts, wearing your shirt, combing your hair. I had to teach those skills individually. And those are some of the things that was quite cumbersome. And you know, banking is very difficult. Yes. You go to work in the morning, you come in very late in the evening. So I just had to devote more time to helping him in the area of self-help skills.
Is there some sort of a cure for autism?
There's no cure, but it can be managed in the sense that the children do learn, and they learn into adulthood. My son learned.
So how can you avoid this sort of horrible, terrible house helps? I mean, you know, the sort of, with the house help and the children, it's been ongoing without the pre-knowledge of the parents.
I would advise families that have house helps in this day and age to get cameras into their homes. There are so many ways you can get cameras. There are pin-sized cameras that you can just place in a strategic place in your house where the help will not even know that you are videoing it. And it's being videoed. And another thing that I would like to say is that families need to treat these helps fairly. If you see the way some helps are being treated, you'll be shocked. When somebody else's child comes into your home, the first thing you need to do is accept that child. Treat that child as you would your own child. We have, for instance, while I was waiting out there, my son wasn't back from school, so I called the brother. That is your brother back? He said no. I said, why didn't you call me to tell me that your brother is not back? He was the one I chastised first. I had to chastise his brother first before translating into the help. Because the truth of the matter is that if he, as old as he is, could not look out for his brother, how much more somebody else that is coming into the home?
We will be right back after this break. Don't move. It's still you and I.